When you think about the purpose of the PEPPI, it is to increase and/or expand Florida post-secondary comprehensive transition programs across the state in all types of post-secondary education institutions. As you can see from our representatives already that we have here, it's in universities, state and community colleges, and career tech centers and technical colleges. All of our FPCTP programs have a focus on employment outcomes. They all focus on providing opportunities for students in inclusive contexts. The students attending these programs attend at no less than half-time. They exit with meaningful credentials. Many of those credentials are industry certifications, which speaks to the employers that our students are ready to go to work. Our FPCTPs requires a definition for satisfactory academic progress, just like any other institution, and we have a great running record with that. And all of our FPCTPs are required to apply for and get federal comprehensive transition and post-secondary program approval. We, as you see, are growing. We have 19 programs on 24 campuses from the Panhandle of Florida to Key West. Our program length ranges from 1 to 4 years. Our credentials are massive. We have a range from 1 to 18, depending on the institution. In our 2019-2020 annual report, we report that we served 158 students. And of those, 76 were new students. Our satisfactory academic progress was at 88% and has always been that and higher since we've been in progress. We have 107 completers. We are excited to see our numbers grow. There are 120 institutions in the state that can become an approved FPCTP. Through our institutes, various forms of outreach, and your demonstration of sustainable, effective programs, we can create opportunities on more campuses and continue to be a leading state in providing inclusive post-secondary opportunities for students with intellectual disabilities to engage in more competitive employment and live more independent lives. We are growing and making change. So let's make more about why we have. Let's talk a little bit more about why the PEPPI. When we think about change, I like this quote. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. And that's what we're doing. And that's why the PEPPI. We help programs by facilitating planning and implementation of FPCTPs, helping them develop post-secondary education programs, using program planning tool, the program planning tool that many of you will be in and are familiar with. We help during the PEPPI to increase understanding of the resources that are provided throughout our state and through the center. And we develop new pathways with the networking and visiting other sites, and more importantly, having fun. This year, our focus is on FPCTP student success, which we have an awesome panel we'll talk a little bit more about later. Collaboration between like institutions, team planning and report out, and supporting existing and new programs. Therefore, our goals are to help you identify at least 2 goals to develop an action plan, 1 to 2 goals to develop an action plan for the year. And to meet our goals, I'll briefly go over our structure and planned activities. Our institute model is a continuous improvement model. We plan, we come together and we act, we come together and we evaluate. We are here to this at this point in time, taking a look at what we have executed, having a database decision making model on how we will grow and improve our programs. So our institute keeps that in mind. We have a continuous cycle in doing so. It's a hybrid format. When we think about the institute, we have a combination of conference and institute, where you have conference, you have sessions in which you attend. An institute, you get a chance to actually talk through and plan. And so it combines the elements of both and provides a format for learning and applying that learning into the post-secondary education program context. Our components build and or strengthen post-secondary education programs. So we include content sessions, facilitated team planning meetings, content resources, and of course, we use our post-secondary education program planning tool. We know we're using Hoover as our platform, and this is an inclusive environment that has resources and networking opportunities during the Institute. I hope you've gone there. We won't have time at this particular time to maneuver there, but there are some awesome community networking and resources. We've done everything we can to make sure that we've tried to connect ourselves together and learn as we look at our programs and grow. Our content sessions are live and pre-recorded. The pre-recorded sessions have been available since November 10th and will continue to be available until the close of the Institute on Friday, November 20th. We have a keynote that we're looking forward to listening to in a few minutes. In Hoover, you'll be able to find an agenda under documents. So you can find an agenda at a glance, but you also have your own agenda. And hopefully many of you have created your own unique agenda, which you can do in Hoover. We have type alike sessions where state colleges, technical colleges, and universities will yoke with their like type institution and talk about things that are on your mind. Those will be facilitated sessions, and we're excited about those. We also have, as I mentioned earlier, 4 breakout sessions, and then we'll end with the team report out at the end of the week. We have an exceptional cadre of experienced facilitators. They're colleagues from across the state and country who are colleagues in the field of transition in higher education. They're not only excellent facilitators, they are also great resources for your team as well. They have all been, and some currently are, facilitators of similar teams at the state and national levels. So you are in excellent hands for moving through the planning process. You've probably already identified a note taker with your team. So if not, that'll be one of the first things that you'll do. You'll have 6 hours of dedicated planning when you're working through the strategic planning tool, which will be hopefully all of you have access. During that planning time, you'll have access for content resources. I've already gotten requests for content resources to come during a planning time meeting. You'll come back from your content sessions and debrief the facilitator, help you talk about the resources that you learned and how that might impact your planning, and you'll prepare for the report out. Here are your meeting options, which I hope many of you are already aware of, beginning today, and you have worked with your team lead and the facilitator in getting those times. We have all of the meeting times also are posted up in Hoover, so you can see when other teams are meeting. Claudia is working on that for us. We also have an impressive team of content resources available to discuss specific topics with you. Some of them will also be in the type alike sessions. So think about how these experts can support your program development and enhancement. We'll review the list when we go through Hoover, or I'll just share a little bit now because you've probably already been there and seen a lot of them. We have professionals from DOE, from the Board of Governors, from our Florida Adult and Career Education Division. We have colleagues who are experts in evaluation from the Florida Development, Florida Department of Development, oh my gosh, Florida Developmental Disability Council. Drew, correct me on that. Vocational rehab, CARD, Think College, we're stacked. So while you're in your planning time, these experts from the fields, again, will be available. And we anticipate about 30 minutes, but really 20 minutes when we think about internet and them getting in and out and finding the right location. So be prepared with about one or two questions. So when they get in there, you'll be ready. And our content resources will begin being ready starting tomorrow. So you have plenty of time to look through them or share with your team about what the resources are, and contact me. The actual facilitator will contact me. I will interact with that facilitator and we'll get you all set. And we ask that you please do not try to arrange for the content resources to join us. I and your facilitator will work on that together. We'll use the strategic planning tool, and I have to take a sip of coffee because you can hear my tea. I drink tea because I'm choking here. Our post-secondary education component of the strategic planning tool is where your team will spend time reviewing, assessing, and planning your current program status, goals, and activities. If you have trouble accessing the site, contact us. The team leaders have been asked to bring data and reports that will be helpful during your planning time. So lots of that may already be shared, and there's plenty of resources already available for you. This system represents implementation science through which change is planned, implemented, and evaluated. It provides a context for team discussions and assists teams to leave with concrete plans. You'll be doing very hard work, so enjoy it, benefit from it, and take advantage of it. Let's take a look at our Institute's schedule if you haven't already done that. You see where we are today. Beginning our session in just a few minutes, we'll hear from our keynote presenters. And when we have our keynote, so we'll move right in from this session. I'll introduce the keynote presenters, excuse me, and then we'll move right into our panel. And after that, you'll get busy, roll up your sleeves, and get to your team planning. On tomorrow, we'll have our type alike session, but some of you may be doing team planning before that. During the type alike, that is a direct result from your input on evaluations in previous institutes. You like this, and we do too. So facilitators will moderate those discussions. And right after that, you'll have more team planning time. On Thursday, the schedule is here. That's where we'll have our 4 breakout sessions, 2 at a time, 2 during each hour, and then planning again. We'll wrap up the Institute on Friday. For reporting out, I'll post the schedule in announcements in Hoover on Thursday so that you'll know the order your team will report the team's goals and or next step. Each team has 90 seconds. That's right, 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes to report. So get your fun-packed report out ready. We're looking forward to it. During the Institute, ask questions, keep an open mind, use the networking opportunities, which we can see in the community in Hoover. You're doing it already, and we're excited about that. And learn more about other programs and gain some new ideas, refresh, and help us get better. By asking questions, giving us feedback, let us know. We know you're going to work hard, and we've already began to have fun. The FCSUA team welcomes you and invites you to reach out to us at any time during the Institute. We have a dynamite team of professionals who are monitoring all communication mediums and are here to support your planning team and networking. And so we see our list and what you can reach us for particular areas. We have our teams who, our administrative coordinators who are monitoring every email because we have our emails off and texting us about things we may miss. So pay attention, find us, don't be shy. I see I left up Shayna's email address for Ashley, but she'll forgive me on that. Ashley is monitoring email on through Melanie and Philip. We ask for your patience. We continue to learn about unique and engaging ways to host our institutes in a virtual format. So please help us do better. Look for us doing this again in June. Although we are missing the morning greetings and well wishes that we usually share in our physical institutes, we're glad to be here with you. Enjoy the Institute. And let's make magic happen. You are an awesome team to do that.